Hey Host Home leaders, we're so happy and thankful that you are willing to serve this next upcoming weekend. We just wanted to give you a few reminders. I know most of you have done this before, but in case you forgot or maybe just need a few reminders, we wanted to make sure that you felt confident coming up this next weekend. So thank you once again from all our staff, from our students. We are unbelievably excited to start this, and y'all are a very big piece of that. So starting out next Wednesday, you'll be able to pick up your packet. Inside that packet, you can pick it up from 7 to 8. In that packet, you'll have a list of the students that will be in your home, but also the leaders that will be in your home. And the nice thing, these leaders will be contacting you this upcoming week and letting you know that they'll be in your home. So that way you kind of have an idea who's going to be in your home before that Friday night. Speaking of Friday night, that's when it all kicks off. The leaders will show up, and they should show up about 30 minutes to an hour before the students do, so that should be about 6 or 6:30. When they show up, a couple things we'd like for you to discuss. First of all, just introduce yourself, get to know them. They'll be there all weekend, so if you have any questions or concerns, you know that we are always available to you, but they would be the best person to talk to as well. They probably know the students very well too, so they'd be just a great resource to get to know. Go over the rules. Anything that is important about your home that the students need to know, let the leaders know as well, so that they can help you that weekend, so you don't feel like you have to tell all the rules and to be responsible for all of that. If you have pets and you have any specific things that the students need to know, let the leaders know as well. It's really important for that. If there's any places that are off limits that you don't want students going into or leaders going into, just let them know that. If you have any ideas like the best way for sleeping arrangements or where the bathrooms are at, which ones they can use, all of those things would be really good to go over before the students get there. So students should be arriving about 7 to 7:30. When they get there, they'll be excited, just greet them, be available. Once most of them get there, the leaders will know who's going to be in there. You also have a list as well. Once the majority gets there, start going over the rules with them. We want the rules coming from you as a host home. It's important because we want to be given the rules with the face of the home. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable, you know that they understand, and we want you to feel respected in your own home. After you go over that, if there's any issues with that, I don't think there will be an issue, but if there is, just let the leaders know. Let them know privately. Just say, hey, this is happening, and then they'll make sure to address it for you. So going forward, Friday night, you get to know everybody, you get to see them. The next thing the students will do, they will go to the first session up at our church. They'll be meeting in the youth building. We welcome you to any of our sessions. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to be excited. It's a really cool opportunity to see our students worshiping, to see them hearing the message and just getting really excited about God's word. So please feel free to come to that. We would love for you to get involved. After that night, they come home, they come to your home, and they have their first discussion night. What's amazing about this is they get to talk about the message. They get to share their testimonies. They get to open up. We just ask during this time, if you would like to be part of those discussions, make sure that you just talk to the leader beforehand. They know the students well enough. They know that if they're open to discussions, most of our leaders have those relationships already. They are college students or adult leaders, and they know if their students are open to other people being there, if they'll be vulnerable. Some of our students are very private, so some of them might not want people that they don't know hearing certain stories. So if you're interested in being a part of those discussions, just talk to the leaders. They know the students really well. Going forward, so Saturday morning, you wake up. One thing we do ask of you on Saturday morning, that is the only meal that we ask y'all to provide. So Saturday morning breakfast, if you can provide a variety, some of our students have certain dietary needs, or some of them just will only eat certain kind of food. So you could have donuts, pancakes, bacon, eggs, whatever you want to bring, fruit, just to have a variety so that they know they can have something to eat that morning. The students will bring snacks and drinks. Usually it is a cabinet or like a tabletop full of snacks, so don't worry about providing those, they'll do that. But just so you're aware, that Saturday morning, we do need you to provide breakfast for the students. So after they clean up, they leave, they go to the second session at church. While they're there, they get that. Then they also have lunch at the church as well. So after lunch, it goes kind of fast. They stay up at the church. After lunch, they have some free time. Free time's about 1 to 4. We'll have our schedule in there as well so that you'll kind of know where they're at as a point of reference. Some of the students might want to go back to the homes to change, but we're going to let the leaders know to talk with y'all before, so that way y'all know if they'll be coming back to the home so y'all can make arrangements. So don't be worried about that. That can be something that you can talk about with the leaders, saying, are you going to be coming home between the lunchtime and free time? And that will be in the schedule as well. So they'll have the free time. They'll be doing some activities, just connecting, encouraging those friendships to grow. After that, they will come back to the house to get ready for dinner. We are having our luau tropical theme. The students came up with that. Also parrots. They're really into parrots. So they're going to get dressed up, ready to go. So if you see some like weird outfits, that's why. So they're going to come up to the church in the main building. We're actually going to be doing our theme. They're going to be eating there. And then after that, we're going to have our final session in our youth building. What's amazing about this session is this is where you see some of the students finally break down. They start sharing. So we encourage them to go back on Saturday night to really talk about it, to go deep with their group. Some of them might have just met these people for that weekend. So it's amazing to see how far they can come together and how much they're open and willing to share. So we just encourage, once again, if you want to be a part of those discussions, make sure you just talk to those adults in that group. Make sure that those students are willing to share in front of people that they might have just met for that weekend. If you already know the students, that might be a different situation. So like I said, just talk to leaders. They'll know the best way to tell you. They'll stay up maybe a little bit later Saturday night. I don't want y'all to worry about that, because the leaders, we ask them to stay up with the students. So they set their curfew. They let the students know what time they need to go to bed. So you don't have to worry about staying up with them all night. We want you to feel comfortable in your own home. Like we said, if you have any questions or concerns, talk to the leaders. They'll be the best person to ask. Sunday morning, they wake up. You don't have to worry about breakfast. Breakfast is provided at church. They'll clean up, get all of their stuff. They won't be returning after they leave Sunday morning. So Sunday morning, they go up to church, they get breakfast, and then we have service and we just celebrate. And it's just a great time of fellowship, and we just get to share stories, and it's a really cool moment. So once again, if you want to come to that service or any of our sessions, we encourage you to. It's a really neat time just to get together and have a community and just share together. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything that what I've said, please let me, Mike, Tracy know. Call us, email us. We'll be available to you. If not, we will see you Wednesday, and then students will be seeing you on Friday. So can't wait. Thank you for serving.